To begin Mitch Marner's career simulation, at 24 years old, he's a 90 overall, and he's looking to get out of the first round with the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs had a great season, finishing 6th overall with a 46-29-7 record. Mitch was finishing 3rd on the team in scoring, with 17 goals and 70 assists for 87 points. And finally, the Toronto Maple Leafs are able to get out of the first round. However, Boston continues to have their number as they're falling in the conference finals. Mitch had a decent postseason where he's picking up 14 points in 15 games. Heading into year 2, he's going up 1 overall, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking to make it to the Cup final. A very similar year has Toronto finishing 6th in the league with a 47-30-5 record. And a similar season for Toronto means a similar season for Mitch, who's picking up 24 goals and 62 helpers for 86 points. And finally, after years and years of disappointment, the Toronto Maple Leafs are finally making it back to the Stanley Cup final, and they're taking on the Las Vegas Golden Knights. When the Stanley Cup final came to an end, Toronto's coming out on top, defeating Vegas in 5 games. Mitch Marner was fantastic. He's picking up 9 goals and 16 helpers for 25 points. Heading into this season, there's one thing on everyone's mind. It's repeat season. The Leafs were absolutely fantastic. They finished 1st overall in the entire league with a 47-24-11 record, and it was a career year for Mitch Marner, who's picking up 35 goals and 68 helpers for 103 points. And for the second year in a row, it's going to be a matchup between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Vegas is looking to get revenge, while Toronto's looking to repeat. But when the series came to an end, the Las Vegas Golden Knights would get their revenge, and they're taking the Leafs down in 7 games. Marner led the team in postseason points with 26 points in 23 games. Coming into year 4, Mitch Marner's up to a 92 overall, and they're making him switch to left wing. Doesn't really make too much sense to me, but hey, if it leads to success, then I'll roll with it. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. 75% of the people that watch my videos aren't subbed to the channel. These videos take a long time to make, so any type of support, like subscribing, means a ton. And that move definitely helped this team, as Toronto would finish with a league best 57-18-7 record. However, it would be a slower year for Mitch, who's only picking up 23 goals and 65 assists for 88 points. Once again, when the Toronto Maple Leafs came up against the Boston Bruins, Boston continues to have our number, taking us out in the second round. Marner finished 2nd on the team in postseason points with 12 points in 13 games, only behind Austin Matthews. After the disappointment in the playoffs, Toronto decided it's probably best to move Mitch Marner back to right wing. The Leafs wouldn't be as dominant, but they still had an amazing season, finishing 3rd overall with a 51-26-5 record, which was good enough for a conference title. And the move back to right wing definitely helped Mitch, as he's leading the team in points with 29 goals and 67 assists for 96 points. However, in the second round, we would be swept by Buffalo, but they were the eventual Stanley Cup champs, so we didn't lose to a bunch of bums. Marner had himself a decent postseason, picking up 9 points in 11 games. After 2 straight early exits, Toronto's looking to make another deep postseason run. But the Leafs continue to fall. This time, they're falling to 8th overall with a 43-29-10 record. Mitch Marner is finishing 2nd on the team in scoring with 23 goals and 64 assists for 87 points. Ottawa absolutely dominated us, sweeping us in 4 quick games in the first round. Mitch had 3 points in the playoffs, but who really cares? He was -5, and this team got swept. Coming into year 7, Mitch Marner's dropping 1 overall, while this team continues to head in the wrong direction. The disappointment continues, and the Leafs are finishing 13th overall with a 46-32-4 record. It was a similar year for Mitch Marner, who's picking up 26 goals and 60 assists for 86 points. And with all the doubt for Toronto, they continue to fight, and they got all the way to the Stanley Cup final, and they're taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. And when no one thought they could win, the Leafs are taking down Chicago in 6 games to become Stanley Cup champions once again. Mitch Marner had himself a fantastic postseason, which led to him picking up 13 goals and 13 helpers for 26 points, and the Conn Smythe. Heading into year 8, Toronto's looking to do something they didn't do last time they won a Stanley Cup. Repeat. And it's a great start to the season, as Toronto is bouncing back big time, finishing 3rd overall with a 52-28-2 record, which is good enough for a division title. And Mitch Marner had himself a better season, picking up 25 goals and 67 helpers for 92 points. However, we would have no playoff success, as we're falling to Washington in the first round. It wasn't a great postseason for Marner, as he's only picking up 4 points in 7 games. At 32 years old, Mitch Marner's bouncing back up to a 92 overall, but he won't be staying there for long. Toronto would have another disappointing year, finishing 14th overall with a 42-32-8 record. It was an okay season for Mitch, who's potting 21 goals alongside 63 assists. The Leafs tried to make another run at the Stanley Cup, but they would fall in the conference finals to the Pittsburgh Penguins, who were the eventual Stanley Cup champs. Mitch Marner had another decent postseason, picking up 23 points in 19 games. Heading into year 10, after bouncing back to a 92 overall last season, he's dropping down to a 90 heading into this season. Toronto had a much better year, finishing 6th overall with a 46-31-5 record. And for the second time in this video, Mitch Marner is leading the Toronto Maple Leafs with 23 goals and 60 assists for 83 points. But the regular season success wouldn't translate to the playoffs, as we would be swept in the second round to the Florida Panthers. Marner did everything he could, picking up 9 points in 11 playoff games. Heading into the final year of his contract, the future of Mitch Marner in the Toronto Maple Leafs is up in the air. Toronto is finishing with a similar 45, 30, and 7 record, while Mitch Marner is leading the team once again in points with 99, consisting of 34 goals and 65 helpers. However, in the first round, they're not getting any playoff success as they're falling to Detroit in 6 games. But the lack of playoff success wasn't because of Marner, because he wasn't too bad, finishing with over a point a game in the playoffs. After losing in the first round to Detroit last season, Mitch Marner decided it's time to leave the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he went and joined the Washington Capitals. But it turns out joining the Caps was a terrible decision, as they missed the playoffs with a 43, 35, and 4 record. Marner would lead the team in points though. He's picking up 30 goals and 66 assists for 96 points. Over the next 2 seasons, Mitch Marner would play for St. Louis, where he would eventually retire. If you enjoyed this video, I definitely recommend checking the one out on screen, and if you haven't already, make sure to drop a like and subscribe.